Logan High School Sports is a presentation of KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM and CashValleyDaily.com. Brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, Express Auto and Tire, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, Preston Watts Collision and Glass, Old Grist Mill, Les Olson Company, Cache Valley Auto Care, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, New Horizons Beauty College, DD Auto Salvage, and Cache Valley Daily. Now, it's time for the Logan Grizzlies on KVNU.
.77 KLZX, video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. It's boys varsity soccer here as the River Hawks take on the Layton Christian Academy Eagles. I'm Jake Ellis, joined by Jason Walker here in Millville, and it should be an exciting one, an afternoon match here on a crisp Saturday in the start of April. No April Fool's joke. We got live soccer.
Yeah, it is no joke. We've certainly seen a few of those jokes roaming around the internet. A couple of them. Well, I saw a bunch of harmless ones.
Utah State is not going to hire Leon Rice, just in case you saw that one.
That one
I did see that one.
Yeah, that's not happening. I was tempted to do something like that, but I do have some clout as a reporter. As little as I have.
You have a moral compass. You don't want to scare people like that?
Well, and some people might actually take me seriously. That's the problem, is that if I reported something like that, some people would actually believe me. So I tend not to participate in April Fools anyway. I do pranks every now and again. I rickrolled my co-host on a radio show once, but that was like 3 or 4 months ago.
I saw that clip. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was fun.
well deserved by Eric.
he took it like a champ, but it was funny. But anyway, as we said, we've got Ridgeline against Layton Christian. Really good matchup between Ridgeline and Layton Christian. 6-0 are the Layton Christian. I forgot what their mascot was.
The Eagles.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But
we got a matchup in the sky today, the Hawks and the Eagles.
There we go. Battle of the Birds. We'll see which one's better. They're about to go with the national anthem, so I guess we'll go ahead and we'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a quality-built, super-efficient York furnace. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 752-7272. Online at advancedheating-ac.com. York, install confidence.
Now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care, because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Express Auto and Tire carries used vehicles for every budget and financing to help every credit situation. Express has thousands of used tires in every size for about $30 per tire. Express Auto, 3200 North Main, North Logan.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
What do they do at the Logo Shop? Custom design t-shirts, hats, and jackets with your company logo. Or put your logo on pens, drinkware, golf balls, travel accessories, outdoor gear, anything. Give them a call. Check out the possibilities.
Logo stuff, the Logo Shop.
Back here in Millville as we're getting ready for kickoff here in boys varsity soccer between the Ridgeline Riverhawks and the Layton Christian Eagles. I'm Jake Ellis, joined by Jason Walker here on 107.7 KLZX, video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. So a fun little non-region match here in the middle of what has kind of started region play. Unfortunately, the weather has complied that we're able to play this match today. But let's go ahead and jump into the starting rosters. First for the visiting Eagles. In goal, it's going to be Bernardo Manzano. Then number 2, João Castro. Number 5, João Stoll. Number 6, Teo Luis Viela. Number 7, Vitor Yoshida. Number 10, Mateus Pacheco. Number 11, Davi Silva. Number 15, Keiji Matabata. Number 17, Davi Aguilar. Number 19, Isaac Cubero. And number 22, Hinan Maestri. Then for the home Riverhawks in goal, Diego Sechi. Number 2, Dax Flygare. Number 3, Bowen Howder. Number 6, Trent Godfrey. Number 10, Diego Vasquez. Number 12, Leaf Olson. Number 13, Cameron Everton. Number 14, Ryan Johnson. Number 15, Andrew Finley. Number 19, Garrett Jenkins. And number 21, Easton Geiger. The Riverhawks in their navies with white numbers, Ridgeline across the front, and Layton Christian in white with maroon numbers.
You can tell what color the numbers are from here?
I think so. I mean, if my eyes are not deceiving me.
I got the binoculars. I just assumed they were like blue or something. I think you're right. That's maroon, or didn't pick over whether it's burgundy or maroon, but I'll give you credit for that one. So yeah, it should be a really good game. 6-0 Layton Christian, I believe 5-3 Ridgeline. So two teams that have done pretty well. Ridgeline, they dropped the one game against Skyview.
That's a bit of a shock there.
Bit of a shock there, not too much, because Skyview, I would say, is definitely good enough to beat them. And, I mean, heck, they have to be because they did.
Yep.
But you think Ridgeline is better, and you think they wouldn't have lost 2-0. I mean, that was a game where they had like almost 30 shots, like 14 or so shots on goal, and get shut out. Outside of that game, they've done pretty well scoring-wise and against pretty much everyone else. But Layton Christian, perfection, and I believe they've only given up one goal all season, if my research tells me so.
I think that was to Green Canyon, too.
Yeah, it was.
So.
And Ridgeline and Green Canyon can be two of the big rivals here at the top of the Region 11 standings. Skyview obviously joining them a bit. Layton Christian actually has wins against 3 different Region 11 teams. They beat Green Canyon, Bear River, and Mountain Crest. They're going to try and go 4-0 against the region as we've just gotten started here.
Yeah, it looks like Layton Christian maintains that independent status from what I could tell, as every game on their schedule was labeled non-region. So something that we're used to with basketball on the 4A level for the Eagles, as Ridgeline has a throw-in on the far touchline in their attacking third. It's kicked out of bounds off of the Riverhawks for a Layton Christian throw-in.
So yeah, I expect to see, I'm hoping we're going to see a high-scoring game. Wasn't disappointing to have a 2-0 game last time me and you were calling the game, the Skyview Ridgeline game. These are two pretty high-scoring teams, so we should see some fireworks.
Vasquez out to Geiger on the left side. Drops it back for Howder. He'll keep it in bounds, but he's getting pressured by LCA and will lose it. Trying to dribble around the defender there, Vitor Yoshida. A throw-in for the Eagles, gets past midfield, up into their forwards, and some support from the right wing. They have a counter coming. Yoshida on the near touchline, and Ridgeline is back, so they'll have to set up their offense.
Couldn't quite get that counter to work, trying to push up the right side, but no cross, and so they're going to back up all the way to their back line and reset here.
Yeah, that's Matabata switching it over to Aguilar. Trying to get it up the left side. That one was deflected by Ridgeline, but it's sent right back up to the left wing. Trying to get a cross off was Maestri, and then he does get one through on the turnaround, but it's deflected out of the box. Ridgeline trying to launch their own counter here. Howder pressured by an Eagle, and it's sent out of bounds by Layton Christian. Ridgeline throw-in, Stoll the last player to touch it. 2 minutes into this match, scoreless in Millville between Ridgeline and Layton Christian.
Things always feel really quiet. Always feels like it takes 10 minutes for things to really get started. I thought that ball went out, and they kept playing it for a second.
And they'll say it for Layton Christian, so I think they did say it did stay in, and then the second time it crossed that line, at least it appeared to us, is the one that it's called out. João Castro ready to throw it in for LCA, and the center official pointing him back a little bit, about 10 yards or so.
Every time you say João Castro, I'm going to think of Oedipus Rex. That's similar name to one of the characters.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I'm not mistaken.
The Eagles drop it all the way back to Manzano in his box. He'll get it out to Matabata, who has lots of room on the near touchline. Trying to send a ball up to Yoshida, but loses it in front of the Ridgeline bench. Ridgeline throw-in. Howder takes it quickly into Vasquez. Vasquez with a nice touch up to Johnson. Trying on the give and go is a little to his left, but there was another Riverhawk there. And let's see if Vasquez can save it from going out near the corner flag. He got there in time, but the defender played it off of Vasquez out for a goal kick.
Yeah, nearly made something out of nothing there. Of course, both teams have had several instances here where they're just not crisp in their passing. Ridgeline tried to give and go, and the go was just a bad pass in that case. But obviously, Layton Christian had a bad pass up on the sideline, kicking it straight out of bounds. So we'll see if these two teams settle in here, get used to playing on the turf. You'd think Ridgeline would be used to playing on turf.
Vasquez up to Jenkins, out towards Johnson, cleared out of bounds by LCA, and a Ridgeline throw coming in.
Clearing it all the way into the snowbank. Well, there's a little less snow around here.
A little less. It didn't stick too much the last couple days, did it?
Still piles of it in the end zones, though, or behind the end zone.
Out again off of the Eagles, another Ridgeline throw in. Dax Flygare there to handle the business. Down towards the corner, Johnson trying to keep it in. He cannot, and it's out for a goal kick. Excuse me, Trent Godfrey on that attempt.
Surprised they didn't call a handball there. It looked like one of the most obvious handballs ever from this angle, but maybe it was actually his chest. He put his arm up. The system was right there.
I mean, even if it is, I think you want the goal kick. It's preferable in that scenario, because that would have been right by the goal line near the corner flag. Layton Christian trying to build out of their back line. Some high pressure from Ridgeline, but nothing too dangerous yet. They're trying to clog up these passing lanes. Here's a long, deep ball from Matabata into the attacking third. Finley there to shepherd it back to Asechi. Back to Finley on the near touchline. Finds it up towards Geiger, but he's pressured by two Eagles, and a nice spin around by Pacheco. He gets through two defenders up to Yoshida, but Finley beat him to the ball, and Howder clears.
Layton Christian doing very well keeping the ball in position and on their feet. You can tell the skill of this team, and they're patient. They're playing up from their back line. Don't always see that in Region 11 soccer, where teams don't always play it back from their back line in safe possession.
I mean, Ridgeline's one of those teams that can do that in circumstances.
Most teams can. They just tend not to.
Sure, yeah.
We saw Skyview there very much play the long ball. And some other teams are like that as well.
Geiger trying to get through the back line. Matabata beat him to the ball there and plays it back to Manzano, the goalkeeper for Layton Christian, who switches the field to the far touchline. And there's a nice interception by Leif Olsen. He gets up to his feet, starts to dribble, pressured by two Eagles, gets past him, but then Vasquez wasn't ready for that pass, and it went right by him.
And Ridgeline's struggling to maintain possession for longer than a couple touches and a couple passes. And, you know, we've seen this team capable of holding possession. They did so against Skyview. Got a lot of chances. So they do need to settle in and try and connect some of these passes, because they've got some guys that can put shots on goal.
Can you talk about the challenge of maybe flipping from high press to a counterattack like that when you do get that interception?
It's I don't know. I can't talk much about it. But it's tricky, and sometimes at the high school level you're not able to. You know, you can apply that pressure, but then getting out of it, and then the skill of keeping the ball on your feet, and then finding that right pass, the awareness of the other players to find the right lanes. Because that's sometimes what will happen is you get the player gets the ball and they have nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, and the big thing there I think is communication too, because you have to let your teammates know that you have the ball so they can flip off of their defender from the trying to clog that passing lane.
Yeah, it's a bit of a high school soccer quirk. They're not quite good enough to do some of the things we see the pros pulling off.
We had our first foul of the game against Ridgeline for an easy Layton Christian free kick, a little past midfield into their attacking half. But it's played back now to Matabata at midfield, and that pass was skipped way past his intended target there, João Castro. And Geiger will leave it for Howder on the ridgeline throw-in. So they'll try and get some offense going here. The throw-in towards Olsen. He flips it out to Johnson, but the hard touch there is taken away by Layton Christian. But there's Olsen again to take it right back. Back to Johnson on the right wing. Can he keep it in play? Near the corner, he can. Looking for the cross, finds Vasquez into the box, cleared out.
And so there were some good plays. They managed to, it wasn't, perfect or beautiful, but it was functional. And they managed to get a good cross in and something of a chance.
That one out of play just past midfield as Layton Christian was trying to launch a counter for a ridgeline throw-in.
Yeah, so they got their first chance of, connecting a few passes and a few touches. That's where these guys can start to get really dangerous.
That one is out for, I'll say a foul, actually. They say Johnson tripped up the Eagle defender, the left back that was trying to shepherd the ball out of bounds for a goal kick.
And he's still down. Try and see who it is.
They're going to wave on the trainer.
I believe that's number 17.
Davi Aguilar.
Yeah, so he's still down, just trying to shepherd it out of bounds. Got tripped up from behind. Hard to say what he heard, but when you tumble like that, there's any number of things that can go wrong.
Yeah, I can't quite tell what is bothering him exactly. I don't see him really holding something. But teams will kind of gather around to talk to each other for a little bit, as Aguilar's tended to on the far corner flag.
Definitely never want to see this. They paused the clock. I'll need to reset that. So 31-41.
Just a little over 8 minutes into the match. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've had any shots.
Yeah, I've not had any shots. The closest we really came was that ridgeline, a bit of attack they had there about 30, 40 seconds before we stopped play. But they didn't get a shot on goal or even a shot off. So two teams that are definitely good at, shooting, getting goals. Layton Christian's put up a lot of goals so far this season. Ridgeline's put up a lot of goals. But as I said, sometimes it takes a minute for these teams to settle in. We see the numbers on the page, but we've not seen those players out here, showing the evidence of why they put in those goals yet. Once they get into the flow, I think we can start seeing some real chances. Or maybe they're both just going to play their best defensive game of the year. Who knows?
Well, I think we're starting to see some of the flow there from Ridgeline at least. And when you get this deep into a game without any shots on, it's usually because, it's been some trouble passing. And that's kind of what we've seen in the attacking third. Like, midfield play has been pretty good, I'd say. There's some good interceptions on both sides from both teams, but once they get it out to the wingers, they've been having trouble trying to get it into the strikers.
Yeah, it's just finding the right pass and having guys in the right position. Now we've had the injured player stand up, and I think it is something on their right leg.
Yeah, I saw him stretching out. It looked like his knee more than his ankle.
Yeah, it was weird because he was turned away and he had his leg kind of bent in a way that made you think maybe he was favoring it. But obviously it wasn't necessarily holding it. But yeah, he's now walking off gingerly. Unfortunately, given how long he was down, he may not end up returning, but
have to see early in this match, so
yeah,
maybe
I've seen players go down and I thought for sure they're not coming back in, and then like 5 minutes later they've checked back in. So sometimes it just hurts like crazy when you go down, and then 5 minutes later you realize, I'm all right. Hopefully that'll be something the case.
Can you see who that new left back is with the yellow cleats for Layton Christian?
That is number 20, I believe.
Mateus Alvarenga into the match for the injured Aguilar. And a free kick here. The assistant referee had called a foul that led up to that injury for Layton Christian. So 2 fouls against Ridgeline here early on. No fouls yet against Layton Christian. Ball was sent up past midfield, but the lead striker there Cubero got beat to it by a couple Riverhawk defenders, and they were able to get out of danger. But here's Yoshida taking it away from Vasquez. Dribbling around in circles a little bit, looking for a man to pass to. He has found Stoll. Back up to Yoshida, who is given a bit of a love tap or
a friendly shoulder bump there. That was pretty obvious. Now you're seeing some really good skill on the ball by Layton Christian. Ridgeline's been able to, play sound enough defense to keep that from going, but Layton Christian held that possession in a lot longer than most high school kids would be able to do.
Yeah.
And then find some really nifty passes and set up drawing that foul.
Trent Godfrey called on the foul there, and it's João Castro standing over the ball for this free kick. A three-man wall for the Riverhawks.
Going to bend this right into that far side. Oh, nope.
Play it to the near touchline to Pacheco. He has a defender in front, drops it back. Here's the cross now in the air. It was headed by an Eagle to another Eagle, then over the crossbar.
I thought they were just going to try and bend that into the far side 6-yard box. They played it short, but then eventually did the thing where they were going to bend it to the far side. Got themselves, I'll generously call it a shot.
Hinan Maestri will get the shot credit there from Jason. the charitable one.
The header. He was trying to put it on. He missed, so it's a shot. We'll give it to him.
Matabata up to Yoshida. Yoshida to the middle of the field. Olsen was there to disrupt the pass, but it went right back to another Eagle. Layton Christian getting through a couple defenders there was Silva, but now taken away by Ridgeline. Howder playing it up towards Jenkins, but it's taken away by Matabata.
We're seeing a very good battle for possession here. Very skilled Layton Christian, but also very solid and disciplined Ridgeline team, where even with all the speed and the skill, Ridgeline's not letting them get by. And so Layton Christian having a hard time getting through this. So very good soccer that we're seeing so far.
Pacheco up towards Silva on the near touchline. Cutting in towards the top of the box, drops it back to Pacheco. Pacheco with Vasquez on him. Will play it back to Stoll, switching it over. On the left side, Layton Christian. Viela, but it's taken away now and cleared by Johnson.
Inside, just more great positioning from the defense. Trying that through pass, but the defender was right there to just shut it down completely.
Here's Vasquez on a counter opportunity. Numbers in favor of Layton Christian, and they're able to take it away from Vasquez on a double team. It's flipped out here to Alvarenga. Now up the far touchline and up to Pacheco. Johnson trying to get in the way there. He will send it out for a Layton Christian throw-in. Viela takes it quickly. That one gets past one Eagle, but soars all the way up to Cudero, I believe, who decides to play it back to his midfield.
Yeah, it didn't have any numbers, and so he couldn't really push an advantage. Layton Christian playing smart and slow here.
Here's a through ball into the box. Howder there to clear it out.
Again, just more discipline because the defender missed the header. The other defender was there to clear it out.
It's a beautiful steal by Castro. A shot over the crossbar and through the uprights of the football field. And in the 13th minute here in Millville, no score between Ridgeline and Layton Christian.
Yeah, we have no scores, but this is... Right now, it's been kind of a defensive masterclass from both sides, where you can see both teams are clearly good on the offensive side. Layton Christian showing off a lot of that skill, but Ridgeline showing promising counterattacks. But both teams just very disciplined and very well positioned in their defense to just shut down everything. So we may get the opposite of what I was predicting. We thought we'd get some fireworks. Both these teams, the way they're playing defense, we might be lucky to get one goal.
And a very disciplined match. Like you said, this is the kind of fun defense where there's been some opportunities, but they're doing the right defense as Useichi sends that one deep in past the stands.
Sends that one halfway up the hill. I don't know if any of them got enough leg to kick it over that fence up there. Maybe.
Maybe. Anyone play kicker for the Riverhawks here?
Yeah. Sometimes they do the two sport and just one of the soccer players is the kicker.
That one got through Finley, but there was Easton Geiger for the Riverhawks. He was trying to launch a counter himself, but didn't quite have enough numbers, and then his pass, he said, was deflected. The officials will agree with him, I think, or maybe not.
No, I just...
Though he was just leaving it for his teammate there.
Yeah, I think he didn't really have anywhere to go with it, and so he just threw it up the sideline, try and make something, but, nothing comes of it, so you give up possession.
And here comes Layton Christian on the far touchline, Pacheco there. But there is another Riverhawk. Stalwart defense from Cameron Everton.
Yeah, if you're a fan of great disciplined defense, you're loving this game. Oh, there's an extra ball on the field. Oh, man, they send it off.
A couple kids playing behind the net, maybe. Didn't affect the play, though, as there was a nice clear.
Yeah, luckily, if that ball hadn't gone out immediately, they probably would have stopped the play for a moment.
Castro will throw it in for Layton Christian on the near touchline, about 30 yards from the goal line. Yoshida, nice defense from Howder to stop that.
Yeah, tried to nutmeg him, didn't work.
Howder deflected it off of Yoshida out of bounds for a ridgeline throw. 15 minutes into this match now, 0-0 in Millville. That deflected off of Layton Christian, another throw in up the near sideline.
So you get up the sideline, just keep throwing it in, deflect it out of bounds.
It's one of those simple things coaches say, throughout youth soccer, but it works, a lot of the time. If you need to gain some yardage up the sideline, just throw it straight down, and a lot of the times it's hard for a defender to do anything with it besides sending it back out.
Well, they lost possession, unfortunately. They didn't gain any ground. They lost it. It's back by where that first throw-in was, but it's a Layton Christian throw-in now.
It'll be Castro. Once they hunt down the ball, it rolled way down the track.
How far did it go? I can't even see it.
Well, he was calling for the ball from the goal, and the AR just kept pointing like, nah, just go grab it. Because it wasn't too far.
It's like, you're an athlete, go get the ball.
Castro throwing in a little close to parallel with the top of the goal box. It's played back to Pacheco. Pacheco has it taken away by Geiger. A nice dispossession.
Oh.
And a whistle. I think it went out. I
thought they were going to let it go. I was looking at the assistant. He didn't do anything initially. And then, after they'd kept going, he suddenly, slowly raises his flag. And then it's like, okay.
So Layton Christian throwing.
That was nearly going to be a good counterattack from Ridgeline.
Silva has two Riverhawks on him and loses the ball, but there's a nice takeaway by Stoll. Stoll to Yoshida, up to Cudero, but cleared out by Flygare. Not quite out of danger, though. A couple Eagles there to retake possession. In the attacking third, some space over to the middle of the box. Howder will clear.
Layton Christian doing a lot of little skill checks, and they keep failing mostly because of Ridgeline. It's not that they're doing them wrong. It's that Ridgeline, they're in the right place, and they're playing, keep saying it over and over again, but disciplined defense. Disciplined and good position defense.
It's been really clean, too. I mean, they have a couple fouls, but one of them was, a little ticky-tack towards the sideline. Then the other ones have been, nothing malicious, some nice tactical fouls, but nothing too tactical to draw a card as we get a long shot out. Usaichi might have gotten a glove on it just because I think he lost where his post was.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is that it was deflected. And so
maybe he was trying to save it from a corner.
He was more toward the middle right side, might have been on frame, and then it went more towards the far post, his left post, and he had to chase it down. But yeah, that was the I'm not 100% sure if it's going in the post, but I'm going to hit it anyway.
Yeah, sure. Start of the 19th minute here. The first corner of the match will be to Layton Christian. João Castro. He'll boot it in.
It's a little low. Nobody could quite get a good foot on or a head.
Pacheco sends one in. It's a shot on. Saved by Usaichi. It was meant to be more of a pass for a header, but it went a little too on frame, and Usaichi there to grab it for Ridgeline.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and call it a shot on goal. I don't know. It's in that gray area because, yeah.
I think it was going on.
It was a cross that became a shot on goal. had it been a little lower, could have got just the slightest touch of the head on it, would have got in.
Layton Christian in their attacking third, building again. Castro up to Maestri, but dispossessed by Olsen. Taken right back by the Eagles. Maestri back to his teammate. Some pressure from Olsen again, but Viela plays it up to the left wing, but now they'll drop it all the way back to the center backs. And Matabata switching to the near touch line. There's Howder, though, with a nice steal. Some opportunities here. It was 2-on-3 for Ridgeline. That ball played up towards Jenkins, but Matabata with plenty of time to get there before and plays it back to Manzano. Layton Christian will reset.
Well, that was basically the first chance Ridgeline had gotten in a while to get into their own attacking third, but mostly because, Layton Christian doing a really good job of possessing, and then when they do lose possession, they gain possession back, usually in their own middle third. And so Ridgeline just not able to get anything going.
Here's Silva, Geiger pressuring him, and the pass ends up to Howder for Ridgeline. He lost it to Pacheco, though. Pacheco doing some nice shielding and passes to Castro. Into the middle now to Stoll, but taken by Jenkins. Jenkins gets past one, has two more there. He loses his ground to the to the ground, and now cleared away by Layton Christian. And Cudero trying to send it out to Yoshida. It's taken away by Flygare. And here's Ridgeline on the attack again.
Well, just as I say, Ridgeline hadn't done very well. They've put together several good passes and a really good job with their high press to steal a couple possessions. And right there just moments ago with that little scramble, they were just one good bounce away from getting a run in on goal. But now Layton Christian back in possession, and Ridgeline's kind of lost their steam over the last couple minutes, or last couple seconds after those two little flurries.
It's a really nice play from Matabata to get through a couple Riverhawks and then play it off of Ridgeline for Layton Christian throwing.
Yeah, we're seeing really good skill from Layton Christian on the ball. Both teams doing a really good job of good positioning on defense.
Yoshida in the box. There's Finley with a slide. It was clean. Still in the box, though. Finally taken out. Vasquez has it for Ridgeline, but lost it quickly. Kind of ran out of space with the center official there. And there's a shot from Silva off target, wide of the left post.
A couple of really dangerous positions there, and Layton Christian probably could have tried once or twice to just put a long shot on goal, but they're looking probably for better shots, which sometimes is smart to do. Look for the best shot, not the shot you have, which is kind of the mistake Ridgeline fell into against Skyview last time we were calling one of their games. They took every shot they had, not necessarily the smart shots, but Ridgeline getting out of a tough situation there, again with good defense.
And Ridgeline with a little bit of an opportunity there, but it went right behind the new sub, Grady Workman, and Layton Christian able to take it away.
Yeah, Ridgeline just missing that final pass, or probably more like the second to last pass in an attacking run. They can't get those last couple of passes in there to create a real chance.
Vasquez trying to find Ryan Johnson, but it's sniffed out by the left back for Layton Christian. And now the counter on for the Eagles. Some nice defense, teamwork there between Howder and a little bit of pressure from Everton to take it away. It's up to Vasquez, but he gets doubled, and they get tangled up. The foul against Vasquez.
Yeah, a bit of a tug there. Just finding he had the more illegal contact.
Yeah, frustrated with it. Punched the ground as he stood up.
Yeah, the allowable level of frustration that you get there. As long as he's not directing anybody other than himself.
No fouls for Layton Christian yet.
No, we've all had just pretty much benign fouls, so now the team really playing physical. They're just playing really good soccer. Yep.
And a handball against Ridgeline now. They had sent a ball towards the box and got contact on the hand there from Ridgeline. It's taken quickly from the far wing. It is booted out for a Layton Christian throw-in.
Yeah, he was trying to draw a cheap penalty on the far side of the box, and referee was having none of it.
There's the ball sent to the box. Finley's there, though, to head it out. Finds the feet of Castro. Will send it up towards his strikers, and it's off of Ridgeline. deflected out of bounds. Layton Christian throwing on the near touchline, parallel with the top of the box. The 24th minute of play here in Millville, 0-0.
Yeah, we're seeing two really good defensive performances here. Layton Christian with the dominant possession. If I had a possession clock out here, I'd probably say around 60-40, 65-35 maybe even, for Layton Christian.
Cudero heads that, but Usechi grabs it out of the air before an Eagle could get there on a second opportunity.
Yeah, just trying to head it in there is just to play a ball into the box, not necessarily a shot. But good job by the goalkeeper coming off his line a little bit to grab that.
And a foul called on Trent Godfrey.
That's the 5th for Ridgeline.
Layton Christian again will take a short towards the far touchline in their attacking half. Stoll out to the far touchline. The wind's starting to pick up here in Millville.
A nice gust coming through here.
Taken away, and now the counter is on. It's 3-on-3, but Workman couldn't get past his defender.
Yeah, they had numbers, but a great slide there to block what would have been a kind of a through ball play up to the right side, and Ridgeline would have had numbers. It was a great counterattack stopped by a very impressive tackle.
Out of bounds off Ridgeline for a Layton Christian throw on the far touchline right near the top of the box. 15 minutes to go in the first half here in Millville, 0-0. Here's an opportunity. Towards the left corner of the box. In front is Everton and booted away by Finley.
He was just trying to play that forward and managed to deflect it off and just keep running. 2 or 3 different defenders got a foot on it, and he just got a lucky bounce 2 times in a row. Couldn't quite get the third, so he never got a shot on goal.
Maestri on the attack there for Layton Christian. They'll take the throw in here. Into Pacheco. Out to the wing on the left side. Cutting inside to the box now. A few Riverhawks in front and poked away by Finley. Here's a long shot, I think it was.
Might have been a shot, but one of his own players stopped it, taking it as a pass.
Here's Workman with just Matabata to beat if he can. Got through him, but here's some help defense now. And Matabata recovers, plays it back to Manzano.
I just couldn't beat the 2 guys there. And didn't have any reinforcements close enough to make something out of that attack.
Some key help defense from Alvarenga takes away the danger from that situation. Here's Godfrey up to Johnson, and he gets tripped up, and there's the first foul on Layton Christian. A free kick coming for Ridgeline in their attacking half, about, say, 40 yards from goal.
That's where the foul happened. They're going to end up taking it 44 yards.
And Dax Flygare has come up to take it for the Riverhawks. They have their bulk of their numbers towards the near post at the top of the box.
Looks like they're going to play that long in there.
Flygare in over the head of Workman. No one can get a touch on. Out for a goal kick.
Just slightly too high. Any lower, and Workman can probably get a head on that and put it toward the far post there. May not have gotten enough pace to be the keeper, but it would have been a shot on goal. It would have been their first shot. Ridgeline doesn't have a shot. Layton Christian has 5, one of those on goal, although that was a bit of a can of corn that the keeper just took out of the air. So no real good chances yet for either team, at least the real chances that have resulted in a shot on goal.
Couple of substitutions for Ridgeline. Stockton Green into the match for the first time, and Garrett Jenkins returns. And the counter on for Layton Christian. Into the box now. Trying to get past Flygare. The shot was wide on the left side, and they'll say Usechi did not touch it before. So a goal kick here.
Some great individual skill. That's where you like to have individual skill, because he didn't have any guys. He didn't have numbers at all. But he's able to put a shot close to on goal. I don't know if he could have beaten the keeper from that angle, but if you have a chance, you take a chance.
Ridgeline with an opportunity on the near touchline there.
They're trying to get Workman on the run, but not the greatest throw because Workman kind of lost it. But they get the throw in deep in the attacking third. So
yeah, chipped out by Alvarenga and another Ridgeline throw. Howder. Into Olsen. He'll switch it over to Jenkins. Back towards Workman. Taken out of the air by Matabata and cleared out. And then a Riverhawk played it up towards the goal line and out now for a goal kick.
It had the nifty little one-touch pass trying to get it to Workman, but I don't think Workman was ready, and it wasn't the most technical pass anyway. So good ideas, just not all on the same page there.
11 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Flygare taking away the pass. Drops back to Jenkins. Here's the ball in for Johnson. The header on target. It's in!
Oh, my goodness.
The goal for Ryan Johnson. And Ridgeline strikes first.
That was an absolutely beautiful cross. Boy, like, you didn't think that was going to come down, and it just dips right in. And a header, very technical header. Let's look at an instant replay here. So just looking at that cross getting played in there. Then just heading it straight into that left side, into that far post. Just great job there.
That's a really tough angle for Johnson. I mean, he has to, know his awareness of where he is in relation to the goal and then track that ball in from the cross and then hit it on that right angle to beat Manzano. A really impressive goal for Ridgeline. 1-0 for the Riverhawks with just over 10 to play in the first half.
So at about the 10:40 mark, we had Ryan Johnson with the first goal of the game.
Layton Christian trying to respond quickly. They sent a ball up to the far sideline. Ridgeline had a throw in though, but taken right back by Pacheco. Here's Yoshida and tried to get it to Cubero, but read by Olsen, and a nice clear for Ridgeline. Played up to Workman and out by Matabata. Ridgeline will have the throw in. Layton Christian took it quickly. So the referee was, hey, we knew it was Ridgeline.
The assistant signaled for Layton Christian.
Oh, really?
I think me and you would both disagree with that call.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the center official was on top of it, though. So he ends up giving it to Ridgeline.
Yeah, reset here. Howder throws it deep, headed out by Layton Christian, another throw. Johnson will leave it for Howder again. He's looking for a teammate to throw to. Throws his hands up. Decides on Workman. It bounces over him and out for a goal kick.
Bit of friendly contact as they both go out.
Yeah, a nice little tap on Alvarenga on the shoulders. And a couple changes for Layton Christian. They will bring in Felipe Fejo. And a new striker as well. Can't quite see his number just yet. Oh, looks like Eric Oliveira.
I'll tell you what, that goal just takes a huge amount of pressure off of Ridgeline because they'd been struggling to generate any real chances. And that was their first shot when they put on goal and scored on. And so suddenly, they're great, their disciplined defense, they're playing with more confidence. There's some pressure, okay, don't, allow a goal and tie this. But there's not, there's not going to be a desperation at the end of, we've got to get a goal, They can play with confidence, sit back, and get a counterattack like they're doing right here.
Johnson out there, Matabata slides and sends it out for a corner.
Yeah, fans wanting a foul there, but that was a clean slide tackle.
Well, Johnson didn't help his case because he jumped in the air. Well, rightfully so. You want to avoid injury there and contact there.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't be a foul when there's no contact.
Yeah, he got all ball, but it does set up a corner. First for Ridgeline this game. Only the second one for either team this game, I believe.
Jenkins has come close to the flag if they want to take it short. It's Johnson. And the
referee's telling him to play it.
Here's Jenkins. On the short give, pressured by Layton Christian, out again for another corner.
I tried to sneak it by him on the baseline, or the end line, I guess, is in soccer, not the baseline.
Zhao Stoll on the last touch there. Another corner attempt here for Ridgeline. And they might leave it for Jenkins this time.
Yeah, a little bit different positioning. Might try just a short corner and then play it in.
They'll take it long towards the far post. It hit a Layton Christian defender and then bounced to another one for the clear, and now they're trying to set up for the counter here. So it's played to the left wing. Switch to the near sideline, but it's too far in front of Pacheco. Can he save it? No.
Yeah, just a mild missed opportunity for Ridgeline there because on that corner, keeper came off his line to try and catch it. Misjudged it, couldn't make a play on it. So at that point, you try and just get a touch toward the open goal. But yeah, Layton Christian was all over that one in the end.
Howder to throw in now for Ridgeline. Finds Workman, but Matabata took it out of the air and headed it right into the cart there.
Yeah. Dang, he took the...
I think it hit the man driving the cart there.
Yeah, it clocked him right in the face.
Oh, he lost his hat. It bounced off.
I had sitting back there, he was trying to look for it. We've had a couple of those last few games, players, or I guess now grounds crew, taking deflections to the face, but they're taking it like a champ.
Layton Christian played back to Manzano, and Workman was right up in his grill, but Manzano able to pass out of it. And now it's up past midfield to Feyeho. Out to the left wing, and Maestri got past one. Has Everton in front of him, and the play back is taken away by Flygare, who will clear. Deflected off of Layton Christian for a Ridgeline throw.
Yeah, just a couple of minor technical mistakes there. A pass up that wasn't going upfield enough, and so it slowed down the attack, and then just a poor back pass there, and results in a turnover. That was a really good potential counter. Didn't have tons of numbers, but they had guys going downfield in good lanes, and they just couldn't manage to get anything going.
Grady Workman is having a bit of a limp as he walks off the field here. Didn't quite see what happened, but coaches noticed, and they're going to bring in Easton Geiger to replace him.
Something's kind of been lingering because he's kind of been, reaching down, grabbing his leg, and limping a little bit. So I think it was something that happened probably quite a while ago, and now coaches are just saying, yeah, we're not going to have that. No need to have you playing on an injured leg.
When you're up 1-0 as well. Layton Christian with the ball at midfield. The clock has not been running. It hadn't been restarted. There it is.
Yeah, I just barely noticed. My clock was a minute off on our live stream scoreboard on Cache Valley Daily, so I'll try and restart that once it gets a little closer.
Chow still out to the far sideline. Looking for the pass. Can he find Maestri? He'll take it himself. It's wide. Well, pretty wide, right? It might even go out for a throw-in. It will. It wasn't even a goal kick. The way it spun off the turf, it kept swinging out.
It's a lot of English, as they say. Now they're going to stop the clock again for
I think
something.
They'll reset it. I think he's telling the scoreboard operator. 4:40.
So they're taking time off the clock now?
Yeah, so it hadn't started. It had been about 20 seconds. 4:30, they'll say.
So my clock was probably closer to right.
So 4.5 to go in the first half. 1-0, Ridgeline over Layton Christian Academy. Boys varsity soccer on 107.7 KLZX. And that one played out by Ridgeline. Let's say Workman got the last touch on it. Layton Christian played all the way back to Manzana again. Workman with the high press again.
Yeah, playing that lone high press.
Alvarenga back to Manzana. And now he has Johnson helping him press. But Manzana sends a deep ball. That's the farthest I've seen him send one tonight.
It's a good pass. And a good first touch, but...
Taken away by Olsen or Everton, I believe, there.
Pretty good goalie passes here.
Here's an opportunity for Workman. He got stripped up a little bit there. They'll say no contact. Now, waving the hand for advantage.
Yeah, I think they're playing advantage.
But when it drops back like that, I hate when you see that advantage played.
You usually don't see advantage played when they back pass.
And it's deflected up in the air. Here's Green. And I think it was a little off target to the left, but Manzano there to scoop it up.
I ain't calling that a shot. he was trying to pass that. It just went longer than he was expecting.
Yeah, Stockton Green on the contact for the Riverhawks. Just over 3 to play in the first half here in Millville. 1-0. Ridgeline with the lead on Layton Christian, despite Layton Christian leading most of the offensive statistics except the goals.
Yeah, the all-important statistic on offense, goals. And it does remind us a little bit of that Skyview Ridgeline game where, one team, Layton Christian doesn't have as many shots as Ridgeline was producing in that game, but they have the possession and a few more shots. But you get a goal against the run of play, and obviously the feeling of the game completely changes because it goes from when is Layton Christian going to score a goal and go ahead to, suddenly, the one team has the momentum and they can afford to let Layton Christian keep playing like that.
Park the bus.
Yep. But you usually don't park the bus until later in the game.
Not this early.
Yeah, we've not
but
seen
you
it.
will play defensively for sure.
It gives them that luxury if they keep playing the way they've been playing. The great defense that they had, the entire first half. They keep that up in the second half.
Now the counter, the chance here for Layton Christian is Fejo. He'll drop it back. Back up to that left wing, and Fejo gets past one defender, another Riverhawk there, and it's booted. Some contact there as he hit the ground, but no whistle.
Good no call by the official. I like this ref. He's made a lot of good calls. He's not had to make many, but when he's been tested, I feel like he's been right.
And Layton Christian lost the ball right in front of the Riverhawk bench, so there was no way that one was gonna.
Yeah, they were all yelling,
go.
And the assistant down the line, he was right on top of it. Speaking of praise for the officials, I feel like they have been on top of pretty much all these.
Howder throws it over the head of Workman, trying to get past his defender Castro, and Matabata there to use his body to shepherd it out for the goal kick.
We've been talking about how these teams haven't been too physical, but right there they were getting handsy and a little physical there. So maybe keep an eye on that in the second half as things get, if it remains 1-0, if things get a bit chippy in this game.
It really has seemed to be on this left wing for Ridgeline, the right back, where it's been heating up a little bit.
Well, Workman too, he's a physical player, and so that's how he's going to end up being.
Yep. And then when you have Johnson playing on that side a lot too, having scoring a goal on Layton Christian, you will buckle down a little bit, I guess. So Layton Christian throw in, 30 seconds to go in the first half. But an opportunity here as they're up to the box, trying to save it from going out for a goal kick. It's played off of a Riverhawk and a whistle out for a corner, they'll say.
Yeah, it was out of bounds right before he kind of played that again because there was a slide tackle and it ended up going out of bounds for the Layton Christian player.
Layton Christian has to hustle here to get this corner off before time expires. They wanted a time-wasting yellow. I'll have to take it now, and that's time. The referee will not allow it, and that will be frustrating for Layton Christian. That was definitely a bit of time wasting. A good tactic for sure from Ridgeline, but you got to think the ref should have let that corner go before he whistled for halftime.
Yeah, you think, but
that's my one complaint. Otherwise, a very well-officialed game, I'd say.
It's the first half. You kind of let that one go, I guess, but certainly you don't like to take away any chances, especially in a game like this where that one chance can certainly change the game, in a 1-0 game. But there you go. That's our first half.
All right, the score 1-0. Ridgeline on top of Layton Christian here in boys varsity soccer. We'll be right back on 107.7 KLZX and CashValleyDaily.com.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
A beautiful career in the beauty industry. New Horizons Beauty College is happy to be helping you take a step forward in a new career and your new look. New Horizons Beauty College, moving forward with beauty. Now accepting new clients. Call 435-753-9779. Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
Here's today's hot and perfect tip. Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Preston Watts Collision and Glass has been your #1 resource for collision repair and auto glass. We specialize in windshield repairs. Competitive prices, call Preston Watts Collision and Glass at 563-3215. We do it right.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a quality-built, super-efficient York furnace. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 752-7272. Online at advancedheating-ac.com. York, install confidence.
Now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care, because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Express Auto and Tire carries used vehicles for every budget and financing to help every credit situation. Express has thousands of used tires in every size for about $30 per tire. Express Auto, 3200 North Main, North Logan.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
It is halftime here in Millville. Ridgeline leads Layton Christian 1-0 in boys varsity soccer here on 107.7 KLZX and video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. And Jason, let's show this goal from the first half. A beautiful header from Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, let's get that button there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's just a really great cross there in there. This is just long cross about 40 yards out. And then from around the top of the box, Ryan Johnson gets a head on it. Just manages to put that right in. Just absolutely spectacular goal there.
That's one of the best headers I've seen in person, in live action.
Yeah, I've not seen too many. And from, to get it from a high school level, like you usually can't quite get, high school level.
It's hard to generate that kind of power on a header.
Yeah, and some of it was catching the keeper flat-footed, but yeah, the power and the placement. Because you don't think, can you get a header from the top of the box past a keeper? No. As a keeper, you're embarrassed when that happens.
Yeah.
I should never let a header from the top of the box get past me. But he manages to do it. It's just absolutely great job there from Johnson, and just absolutely changes this game to where you have Layton Christian dominating possession. What handful of decent, meaningful chances existed in this game were towards Layton Christian. And it was a matter of, okay, they're going to score at some point. When are they going to score? But, you get a goal against the run of play, and the entire game changes.
Yep.
To give Ridgeline all the momentum and, a ton of leverage. And as you go deeper and deeper into the second half, Layton Christian gets desperate. Eventually you can park the bus. But the thing is, when a team gets desperate, that opens up the counterattack, and you can maybe go up 2-0. And
then a crucial insurance goal.
Yeah. So we'll see how Ridgeline does. I think they're going to probably play the counterattack pretty hard. I don't expect them to go conservative here for all of the second half. I wouldn't expect them to go conservative until late in the game.
Yeah.
At least that's the smart idea.
No, I wouldn't expect that either. Jason, do you want to run through some of the stats you collected in that first half?
Yeah, so not a ton of shots for either team. We had 6 from Layton Christian. One of those was on goal, and that was because I was feeling generous. It was a cross that went into the box that ended up being on goal and got caught out of air by the keeper. So you call it a shot on goal and call it a save, but not a whole lot of work for Ridgeline in terms of goalkeeping. But Ridgeline, they have 1 shot on goal and 1 goal. So very efficient work there. Nice percentages.
It's 100% right there.
Yeah, not the volume you typically want for getting any kind of shot on goal.
Well, not the volume that Ridgeline is known for, right?
Yeah, they were peppering. Skyview, and they've been doing that all year, just peppering goalkeepers, scoring tons of goals. But here they were dang near, shut out of shots, but you get the all-important one. But in terms of other stats, Ridgeline stacking up a few fouls. They had 5 fouls. Nothing malicious, but as I was saying toward the end of that first half, might look for things to get chippy here. They're beginning to get a little more physical, a little more handsy, a couple of, borderline, a little push-off, We'll see if it gets chippy. Might get some, I don't know if I want to call them dirty fouls, but aggressive fouls.
Sure.
Maybe
reckless,
some cards.
Perhaps.
Yeah, reckless, borderline cardable. We'll see if it gets that physical, but I'd put this game on watch for that level of physicality. Layton Christian, they only have the 1 foul. That's why for the most part that first half was just clean, good by both teams. Just Ridgeline had a few slip-ups, you trip a guy, whatever. Corners, 2 for I almost called him Logan. It's because I just have L on the on my notes. Layton Christian, the 2 corners. Ridgeline, the 1 corner. Layton Christian, their 2nd corner, getting cut off by the end of the first half, so effectively only 1 corner. Neither team caught offside yet. So,
well, and the Eagles fighting to stay undefeated this season, 6-0 coming into today's match, and they had to go to overtime last time out against Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, so a very tough opponent there.
And a 5A school.
Yeah, and facing a tough opponent here. Ridgeline's only 4A, but they're a pretty good team.
Well, just under a minute here to go until halftime, or ends, that rather. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back.
What do they do at the Logo Shop? Custom design t-shirts, hats, and jackets with your company logo. Or put your logo on pens, drinkware, golf balls, travel accessories, outdoor gear, anything. Give them a call. Check out the possibilities.
Logo Stop, the Logo Shop.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
All right, the teams taking the field, getting ready for the second half here between Ridgeline and Layton Christian Academy. The score 1-0. The Riverhawks on top of the Eagles from a beautiful header from Ryan Johnson with about 10:40 left in that first half. So should be an exciting conclusion of this one. Layton Christian fighting to stay undefeated, and Ridgeline, proving that they can play defensively today.
Yeah, they've been a team that's just kind of dominated teams with tons of goals. They've got a lot of different goal scorers. But yeah, great defense today. Just very disciplined against a very skilled Layton Christian team. And the defense playing so well. These are my favorite games. I was playing goalkeeper, is that I never have to do anything. We watched a defensive goalkeeping masterclass from Skyview, but Diego Usechi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. My apologies to him and his family for my inability to pronounce
I'll join you with you there.
But he could have, sat there with a newspaper and just, have a cup of tea or whatnot.
Well, we're underway here. Layton Christian took the kickoff to get things going and immediately dropped it all the way back to their back line and have lost it out of bounds. And now Ridgeline throwing just in front of midfield in their attacking half. Thrown into Workman, but it bounced right to Pacheco. And Layton Christian with the ball.
Go outside. Children on the track, please go outside the fence.
And we have...
Get some children getting told off.
Heenan Maestri sends that up to Oliveira. Back to Maestri. And now Oliveira again, the left wing. Cutting towards the inside, trying to get it Pacheco, but Finley read that pass and booted it away.
And Layton Christian just playing a probing kind of offense. So they play it back and they just build up, and they're just trying to find that right pass. But Ridgeline just playing so well positionally on defense and never giving up numbers that those passes just aren't there. They can get into the attacking third, they can possess it, and they kind of hang on to the ball with some individual skill, but they can't do anything.
A great tackle from Godfrey sets up this Ridgeline counter. Up to Workman, back to Vasquez on a tackle, and cleared by Layton Christian.
Well, they might call a foul there on getting tripped up. Foul on Layton Christian, but nothing going there.
That was booted away by Ridgeline. And now in the air is Everton had to head that one back. And taken away by the Eagles. Contact, and this game is starting to get a lot more physical. A couple things getting let go.
Good no call there, I think, still. It's pretty much the all ball, and they both fall over because they get off balance. I like this ref's letting a lot play. He's calling what illegal contact there is.
There's Matabato with a slide.
And there
took it away from Workman.
There he let advantage play there. There was some illegal contact, but he let him play.
That one out for Ridgeline throw-in, went over their bench. And a whistle, an early substitution for Ridgeline as Stockton Green back in this one, replacing Trent Godfrey, who's a little shaken up, probably just needs a breather.
He was the one that got kind of tackled there. Just a bit of rough tackle.
And that one went out for a Ridgeline throw in midfield. Johnson waiting for the ball as it's tossed to him. Leaves it for Dax Flagger. Up towards Workman. Out of the air by Alvarenga. And fighting for it at midfield. Layton Christian successful for now. But there's Howder in front of that attack as it bounces out to Pacheco. Layton Christian still building.
So one thing that can certainly give Layton Christian an advantage here is they've gotten a lot of the 50-50 balls, and a lot of fights have tended to go their way. So maybe they can get a lucky bounce here, maybe tie this game. If you're Ridgeline, obviously you hope that that doesn't happen.
You got to be searching for that insurance goal, I think, because Layton Christian is really dangerous at a couple points in this game.
Yeah, you never want to have to depend on your defense to just, not give up a goal. You want to have as much insurance as possible when you're taking a lead into the second half.
And Layton Christian on the near touchline, back to Pacheco. Johnson will use his body and get a foul called on him.
Yeah, there was a body and a little chicken wing there. So pretty easy foul call for the ref.
In the box, it's a cross, cleared away by Finley.
A bit of a dangerous cross there. Couldn't find the feet of his own player, but it wasn't too far off. You don't want to give up a cross in that situation.
Layton Christian throw. Pacheco. Pass Flagger. Pass Johnson. And played out to the left wing. Johnson will take it away. Some nice defense.
Excellent steal there. A lot of times an offensive player can dance around, at least get a cross off. But that is excellent defense there to shut that down, even if it yields up a throw.
Taken quickly by Layton Christian. Into the box to Oliveira. Trying to turn around. He'll drop it back to Maestri, who is way off target.
Yeah, trying to set up a little left-footed shot there. Don't know if it would have worked unless he was aiming for that, near post, the left post. Probably would have only worked if he'd gone for the far post instead, because the keeper might have been shielded a bit. But obviously he was just trying to put something on frame.
From the goal kick, it got up towards Johnson, but he was triple teamed and it's taken away. But now Pacheco getting hunted down by a couple Riverhawks and taken away by Workman. Out to Johnson. The counter could be on. It's 3-on-4. Headed away by Layton Christian. Takes an unlucky bounce, but Green draws the foul on Pacheco.
Yeah, and that's a subtle foul, and good job by the referee to notice that. Just a little bit of a push. And again, it's the illegal contact. Little pushes here and there are fine. But sometimes it's where and how you give a little push that is actually a foul.
And Johnson might be hurt here. Hits the ground. I don't think it's too serious, but I think he didn't want play to resume. He wanted that substitution.
Yeah, it might just be cramping a little bit. He might have gotten cleated pretty good. He was pointing at his foot, I think. He's
helped off by his coach.
Yeah, he's favoring that right foot there.
And Gabe Watson back into this game. I apologize to people listening at home. I misread the roster there, calling him Geiger most of this match. So it's Gabe Watson in the match for Ridgeline.
Got a long kick. They're almost setting up like they're going to play this into the box. Oh, geez, he does have the leg for that.
Flag error out of the air by Manzano.
Flying keeper there. I almost thought he jumped too early, but clearly I underestimated his athleticism.
Out for a Ridgeline throw-in at midfield after the punt from the keeper. Over the head of Jenkins. And Layton Christian back with possession as it's deflected into no man's land. There's Flagger with a deep boot. And Alvarenga will have to handle it. Passes to Madabata and Zhao Stroll. Alvarenga with dangerous play in front of Stockton Green, but Green can't get his foot on it. Out to Madabata. Still with his back line, now working it up to Pacheco in the midfield, but it's stolen by Jenkins. Here's Vasquez on the counter.
Yeah, this high pressure is starting to pay dividends with some counterattacks. And Layton Christian, they're just wanting to play from their back line, and they're obviously comfortable doing that. That slow, advancing, probing attack. But Ridgeline disrupting that right now.
Went out for a goal kick on the through ball. And now an opportunity on the counter with a deep goal kick and a nice pass in from Maestri, but there was Finley to stop it.
The nifty little back heel there.
Here's Vasquez. Out to Watson. Stolen away by Alvarenga. But right back to the attack in Ridgeline. There's Madabata stopping the pass up to Workman. But it's worked its way back up, and a couple players hitting the field. The foul against Layton Christian. And a really good free kick opportunity here, maybe 5 yards in front of the box. And we have a little bit of a shove here at the end. Probably will draw a card. So they'll stop the clock. An extracurricular there from Layton Christian.
Maybe he's just giving him a talking to.
They were a little tangled up on the ground, so I could see the reasoning for that one.
Mateus Alvarenga, he was the one that gave a little kind of shove at the end. Not a hard shove. It was just the,
Well, usually when you have that reaction, you will see a yellow.
And I thought he was going to. It's borderline. It's one you can see go either way. Referee's just going to say, I'm going to try and get a hold of this. But as I said, things could potentially get chippy, and we're starting to see that a little bit. But we're going to have a shot from, what is it, about 22 yards? Maybe add a yard from the angle.
We have Flygare and Vasquez standing over the ball with a 5-man wall from Layton Christian. Make it 4 now as Madabata steps off. And Jenkins steps over to join the group of 3. Riverhawks standing over the ball on the free kick. Here's the whistle. Vasquez shoots over the crossbar.
Good. He's got good placement. We saw some of that against Skyview. I believe they had a similar spot, and they ended up letting him take that left-footed curling shot. Although the keeper was well positioned to catch it. He was waiting for that curling shot on the top left corner. So I don't know if it would have worked.
Into the 49th minute of play in this match, and it's still 1-0 in favor of Ridgeline. This non-region home match for the Riverhawks. Here's Watson. Back to Green. He's pressured, plays it quickly up towards Jenkins, but it's read by the defense from Layton Christian. Castro with a steal there. And Stoll with it will play back to Castro. Played up towards Yoshida, and he's trying to turn, but can't with a Riverhawk in front of him. Here's Workman. Out towards Watson. It's a little too far in front of him. He will not be able to save it from going out of bounds. And here's the throw for Layton Christian. Flagger with a high press and got both hands on the back. And Maestri hit the ground.
Yeah, that's an easy foul call. Had 6 fouls in the entire first half. We have 4 less than 10 minutes into the second half.
Like you say, it's accelerating, getting a little chippier, a little more physical. Here was an opportunity on the far touchline for Layton Christian. Finley will come out from his back line and play it out of bounds for an Eagle throw-in. It's into Cubero. Dropped back, and now trying to turn around was Silva, but it's played out by Howder. Another Layton Christian throw.
See if Layton Christian can make something of this. Ridgeline's been very good at keeping, Layton Christian got a lot of play in their own attacking third last half. This half, not so much, and we'll see if they can get something going in this particular attack.
Taking their time to set up for this throw-in. It's in and booted into the box. Gets over one defender, but there's Olsen in front. Still not quite out of the box. Now cleared by Ridgeline. Finds the feet of Pacheco, but Green will stop his pass, but it goes right back to the feet of Pacheco. He'll get through to Riverhawks, passing up to Cubero. Out to the far side, and Silva leaves it. The cross from Castro to the far post. It's in. The header in from Cubero, and we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, great little advantage there, and kind of all began with a misplay from Ridgeline. An initial cross, they had all the defenders, and they ended up getting a weak clear, and then Layton Christian managing to retain possession and start another attack immediately. So that results in a goal, and now obviously the game changes a ton because Ridgeline had all that advantage, had all that momentum, as we were saying at halftime and early in this first half, and that's gone. We're tied up again. Look at this replay here. That's where that was almost offside, if that last touch.
Definitely right there near the goal line.
It was close. It depends on where some of those defenders were standing.
Ryan Johnson has checked back in for Ridgeline to replace Watson as the kickoff is underway, and Layton Christian has possession back. Maestri on the near sideline cuts inside towards Yoshida, taken away by Olsen, and here's Vasquez for Ridgeline. Sends the deep ball up the far touchline. Jenkins in the area, but Matabata has plenty of time to play it back to Manzana. And now over to Alvarenga. Under 29 minutes to play in this match. 1-1. Layton Christian and Ridgeline, and here's Cubero with another opportunity. Leaves it for Villela. Everton in front. It's back to Villela. This play was stopped there, and he'll drop it back. Here's Castro. Up front. Trying to give and go, but Finley snuffs it out. And he'll play it out for a Layton Christian throw, and he'll hit the ground, trying to draw a foul there a little bit. Sometimes you can get those when you have a big striker like Cubero. Finley's a little bit undersized for a center back.
Layton Christian with a couple of good attacks. They just had the attack with the goal, and they're keeping that pressure on in the minute or so following that goal. Try and maybe flip this game around really quickly.
Here's a Ridgeline throw as Pacheco ran out of space. And we got a substitution coming in for Ridgeline as Trent Godfrey is back in the match, replacing Stockton Green.
And maybe this half will get those fireworks because Ridgeline, now they were kind of deflated for a minute or two because of that goal, the lead up to the goal in the minute since. But right before that, they've been putting together some good counterattacks. Now we'll see if those counterattacks are as effective because obviously Layton Christian not nearly as desperate for that goal as they probably were a minute ago.
Johnson trying to play it through, deflected out for a Ridgeline throw-in. About 40 yards up from the corner flag on the near touchline. Flagger will go hunt down the ball that had rolled down the track.
That track will just eat up the ball and send it all the way down.
Yep. He'll throw it into Olsen. And a little bit of a mistouch there, and the counter is on for Layton Christian. And a foul.
Yeah, tactical foul may... Oh, nope, no, he's going to draw a yellow. I know Layton Christian probably wants a yellow there.
Jousteau taken out.
They're certainly trying to argue for a yellow. Because, yeah, that was a foul that pretty much ended a counterattack.
Yeah, you can argue the tacticalness of it, but kind of like that Euro foul in the NBA, when you have two other defenders back, even if they still have their own men, it's not a very clear, goal-scoring opportunity like that.
Yeah.
Here's Silva. Back to Stoll. Out to Castro on the far touchline. Centered to Pacheco. It's about 15 yards from the top of the box. His pass deflected out. Up to Workman. Good opportunity here. He has two defenders in front of him, and then they'll work together. Alvarenga will take it away.
Yeah, just a bit of a missed touch there, although he didn't have too much to work with anyway. It was almost a 1-on-3.
Viela into Pacheco. Right on top of the box. He'll play it to Yoshida. Yoshida passes defender to the second. The shot deflected and out. Cleared away. Did not find its way back towards the goalkeeper. Still with Layton Christian, though.
Now they're continually pressing this attack. Ridgeline not playing quite as good as they were, minutes ago in this first half, and toward the end of the first half.
Maestri and Olsen will foul him.
That's one. There's both sides feel like they were fouled, but I think Ridgeline got a bit of the arm first, causing the Layton Christian man to fall down and then drag down the Ridgeline player.
Oh, unmarked on the left side. Cannot get the shot off. Silva had a good opportunity, but a nice recovery from Ridgeline to prevent basically a one-on-one.
That's where you got to be ready. Layton Christian has really liked to take these kicks quickly, and it's not been too much of a problem, but right there, almost got a free shot on goal from that left side.
The corner was way far out. Yoshida will chase it down before he goes out. On the far touchline, towards the top of the box. He centers it in. Matabata is playing up, and he played it up, plays it with his head.
He's offside.
Cubero, and that one was saved, but like you said before that shot, the offside.
Yeah, he was offside on the other side of the defender there, so pretty easy call. The assistant was right on top of it, so our first offside of the game from either side. Offside not as much of a thing in high school soccer. I don't see it nearly as much.
Well, especially with the type of offenses these teams are playing today, you're not really going to see it a lot. And Vasquez fighting for the ball. He will get it here and play it out for a Ridgeline throw-in on the near touchline, and that will allow a couple changes as Gabe Watson will check back in and Tyler Turner will join the party for the first time today.
Hey, good job stealing possession there. Earn yourself a throw-in.
Leif Olsen as well as Grady Workman will get a break. From the throw-in, Godfrey had headed it backwards, and Alvarenga has chased it down. On the near sideline, we'll play it back to Manzano. 23 minutes left in this match in regulation. We're tied at 1. Finley reads that one out of the air from Manzana, but his header went to Pacheco and taken away by Godfrey. Johnson with a chance here, and he gets a healthy shove advantage given, though. Yeah, Johnson into the box. He will run out of space, and there's more contact. That should be a penalty. He's pointing towards...
He's pointing a goal kick.
Yep.
We'll show that again here. Yeah, he played advantage, just got right back up. Referee was just going to call it. And a bit of a tug there. I wouldn't have thought it was a penalty. It's kind of borderline.
I don't think the tug is a penalty, but I think the contact with Alvarenga afterwards, even if Johnson, kind of ran into it, that's where his momentum was going. It's kind of like a basketball landing space kind of foul where you have to let that player come down.
Yeah.
So I in my opinion, I think maybe one that should have been up for a penalty.
Yeah, for me it's just kind of borderline, and on those ones you tend to just err on the side of let it go.
They can certainly change the pace of a match, especially when it's tied at 1-1.
Yeah, you're always hesitant to call a penalty as a referee. You never like calling them really ever, and you just tend to let a lot more contact go when they're in the box. Just because penalties are such a game-changing event.
Layton Christian with the ball at midfield. It's Silva. Passes up to Maestri. The give and go again to Maestri. Top of the box. Out towards the left side, and it's cleared out for a throw-in by Ryan Johnson.
Dang, near sent that one into the parking lot.
Yeah, certainly might have.
Yeah, clearing that out because he got a slight touch and didn't want to give up a corner there.
Finley gets the first touch there, and it's out for a corner.
Well, they do end up giving up corner. Second of this half.
That's where the goal came from. Or at least the first goal-scoring opportunity, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. It wasn't the goal.
The goal came from
But it did kind of ping-pong in the air like a corner will.
Yeah, it was off a cross there.
Headed out by Turner from the box. Finley following up to send it out for a Layton Christian throw-in.
We're seeing a lot of what we saw in the first half where Layton Christian dominating possession.
Maestri with the throw into the box. Finley heads it back, and Usechi able to grab it out of the air.
Basically passes to his own goalkeeper.
Yeah, I like that little rule where you can head it back to your goalkeeper. That's fine.
He didn't do it on purpose, though, of course.
No. It's a line drive punt from Usechi, and a handball against Ridgeline. Unfortunate bounce up to Godfrey.
A couple of those ball-to-hand handballs for Ridgeline this game. There's probably another one that I feel like they might have gotten away with earlier this second half, but it wasn't that big a deal when it happened anyway. Now, Layton Christian taking these kicks so quickly, I often don't even see them setting it down and kicking it.
Alvarenga out to Yoshida on the far touchline, and there was a nice recovery play from Watson to take it away.
Yeah, and a good no call there. This referee's not falling for some of these flops you see.
The deflection, Godfrey was trying to play it out for a throw-in, but a good effort there from Stoll to not let it go out, and it will be played off of Johnson instead for a Layton Christian throw-in. And an unorthodox throw-in from the track. He didn't wait to get back to the touchline.
Almost lifted up his back foot, though.
Yeah, you got to watch for those.
There's one time, one of the first times I had not played goalkeeper. It had been years since I'd played the field. And the first throw-in I did, I lifted up my back foot because I hadn't done a throw-in in like 5-6 years. So the muscle memory wasn't there.
Oh, the foul going against Ridgeline there. I thought Finley was there first. I thought he had established his possession there. Here's Maestri, a ball into the box and spooted way out by Everton.
Yeah, and we're really starting to get chippy here. And right there, nearly a yellow card there, and referees talking to him because as they were taking that kick, we had one of the Ridgeline players, roster number 3,
Bowen Howder.
Bowen Howder. He went and tried to just straight up block
which
the
you
kick being
cannot
taken.
do on a free kick.
Yeah, and so the referee talked to him.
Doubled in the corner, sent in towards Kuber, but he ran out of space.
It just goes out of bounds there. Ridgeline not playing as sound defensively this half. They've held on. They did give up the goal, so clearly not nearly as good as the first half, but feels like their defense is just slowly coming apart at the seams. And Layton Christian is certainly going to try and take advantage of that. So Ridgeline needing to gather itself up a little bit here. Take control of this game back like they had for a lot of that first half and early in the second half.
Going to be a Ridgeline throw-in here in the attacking third. Tyler Turner will take it for the Riverhawks. Just over 17 to play in the second half. Deep throw-in out of the air from Alvarenga, and Layton Christian gets it up to midfield. Silva, some nice footwork, but Howder with an even better standing tackle.
Yeah, great tackle there to basically end a counter, and momentarily
we're going to fouled.
Yeah, he was trying to play advantage there, referee. But after that ball got deflected, he ends up calling the foul.
Going to be a free kick for Ridgeline just past midfield.
Yeah, we're 8 fouls here. A little over halfway through the second half. Said only 6 in the first half between the two teams. Even split on the fouls. They're both getting chippy here. 4 apiece.
Flygare is standing over the ball. Plenty of numbers in the box. We know Flygare has this distance. It's into the box. Manzano punches it out of the air.
Yeah, keeper got off his line, but he punched it enough to keep them from trying a little cheap shot on goal.
The ball from Turner up towards Johnson played out. Now a Ridgeline throw-in coming. But Workman will sub in before we get restarted. Taking out, looks like Jenkins. Here's Flygare for the throw-in. 16 minutes to play in the second half, tied at 1.
I think he's making the sub. The sub had gone off the far touchline, and then he was walking around the back, and then he made him run off the field toward the sideline. That is weird. Usually you just let them walk around. Sometimes you make them walk around because you don't want them time wasting.
Yeah, don't understand that one. Flygare near the corner flag. It's played out by Viela, and it's a corner for Ridgeline. See what they can do with this opportunity. They played their last 2 short, and looking maybe like that again as Flygare and Vasquez are standing by it. It is short. Vasquez touches it to Flygare, and it's stolen. A nice play there from Stoll.
Yeah, just a bit of a lazy pass there. And just allowing Layton Christian to be able to get that. You should be able to get that pass around him easily, and he just didn't.
Eagles too messy on the counter, though, and Ridgeline will have a throw-in near their bench. Vasquez trying to turn around, and he was getting grabbed, and there is the foul on Viela.
Yeah, he was getting held. You can jostle with the guy and have your arm on him, but he was grabbing him. You're not allowed to do that.
Flygare again looking to take a deep free kick, this time from the near touchline. Into the box. Manzano is able to grab it that time. That one was deep back. He didn't have to leave his feet to try and punch.
I didn't even have to go far off his line, just able to easily stand there and catch it.
There's a steal from Flygare. He's on the attack. Vasquez gets the deflection, trying to turn around. He's pressured by multiple Eagles, and it's just poked away in front of him. And possession taken by Maestri, but stolen right back by Godfrey on the pass. Back to Howder. Can he keep possession? It's up to Workman. Workman, pass 1. Has Matabata to beat. Gets through him. The shot! It's a goal for Grady Workman.
Great job there. Some great individual skill. Grady Workman just dancing around all the different players. And then you get a lucky bounce in there as well. Sometimes you got to be lucky. And then he gets that one, and you look at the replay, and you see some of his skill there. Dancing around one, dancing around another. Puts it on goal. Just great job there from Grady Workman. Just some great stuff there, and that's exactly what you needed. Ridgeline had kind of lost a bit of their mojo this half. They hadn't been doing as well. And then you just get a moment of brilliance. That's kind of what happened in the first half, a moment of brilliance. Of course, that wasn't a single moment of brilliance. It was kind of a whole buildup where there was a bunch of buildup, a bunch of pressure, a bunch of guys doing really good, getting turnovers in your attacking third, stealing the ball back there, and it results in a great opportunity and a great finish there from Workman. 13:55 to go here as they reset the clock.
2-1 in favor of Ridgeline, and obviously great play there from Grady Workman to get that shot off and get through those 2 center backs, but right before it was Dax Flygare getting the ball up there on a really nice steal away from Maestri. Some really great individual work to lead up to that goal for Ridgeline. And also Vasquez with a pass up to Workman.
Yeah, just a lot of different players involved in that, a whole team effort. Sure, you get the one little, run and, dancing around defenders, but it's a lot of the stuff that happens in 30, 40 seconds before that allows you to have that chance. Oh, my goodness.
And that's the equalizer. A deep, deep shot finds the back of the net. What a snipe from Felipe Viejo.
He didn't think he was going to try that, and the goalie certainly didn't think there was going to be a chance there. That's goals in a couple of seconds here.
I doubt our camera even whipped around to find that fast enough. That was a quick goal.
That was amazing.
Well, less than a minute. We're tied again, 2-2, level in Millville.
A goal at 13:55, and then a goal at 13:13. So quick, I didn't even have a chance to stop my clock.
Flag error up to Jenkins. He took a weird touch on it and fouls Stoll. There'll be a free kick here for Layton Christian. And Stoll's a little shaken up, but Jenkins helps him up. Free kick taken by Layton Christian. Switch to the far sideline. Pacheco in the center of the field now. Up to Silva. Towards the left side, Maestri. He'll step in towards the center. Pacheco. Out to Viela. Dropped back to Stoll, and now Pacheco again. Up to Silva. Pacheco. Centered. Here's that goal scorer, and he runs through some contact, hits the ground, does not draw the foul. It's back to Pacheco. Can he fire a shot? He will. It's a long one over the crossbar. And 3 Eagles had hit the ground there near the top of the box.
Yeah, a lot of falling down there. Maybe they're trying to draw a foul at the top of the box, but I don't want to call these guys floppers, but they've certainly tried to sell a lot of contact today.
You know, there has been the contact, but maybe, yeah, I don't know if it's a flop or of a easy to go down kind of.
Yeah, it's more of the easy to go down. High schoolers tend not to flop, but, you know, the exaggeration of contact.
Here's Johnson through a couple. And Alvarenga is finally stopping his progress, and no help from any teammates, unfortunately, as Johnson will foul. And he's going to get a yellow.
Yeah, they're going to stop the clock here. And
Viela was the recipient of that foul there, and he will make Layton Christian stop here to give the yellow to Ryan Johnson. Johnson will have to check out of this one, bring in Diego Teeters.
Yeah, that's more of the just harshness of the foul, I guess, or recklessness, because it wasn't as much of a tactical foul. It's just, you know, tackle from behind a little bit,
Yeah,
dangerous.
it was a bit of his cleats were up a little bit, so I think it's a bit of that cleat on the Achilles. It can lead to injuries.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that doesn't happen.
A free kick played back to Alvarenga. Now Stoll. Just over 11 to play here in Millville in regulation.
A lot more exciting second half. We've had 3 goals to just the 1. Of course, we had a couple goals almost within 40 seconds of each other, 42 seconds apart.
Matabata sends a deep ball. It gets over the head of everybody, and actually maybe not everybody. They'll say Flagger got a touch on it, and it's a Layton Christian throw-in.
Yeah, I think he might have just gotten the slightest touch with his head. And no complaints from anyone, so seems like they were right on top of it.
The throw-in to Maestri. Takes a bad bounce for Layton Christian, and Jenkins had it. Can't get past his defender, but he'll recover on the deflection. Played it back to Flagger. Flagger looking for some space to send a ball. He finds it, but it can't find the target of Vasquez. It's taken away by Stoll.
He's a bit dangerous pivoting back toward the center of the field, but he got away with it for the moment.
Pacheco. Up to Maestri. Back to Pacheco, and now played all the way back to Alvarenga. Centered to Matabata, who's standing on that River Hawk at midfield. Flipped out to Castro. Deflected out by Olsen, and a Layton Christian throw-in. 10 minutes to go now in the second half. 2-2, Ridgeline and Layton Christian.
Could set up for an exciting overtime, but the way they've had some goals in quick succession, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one toward the end of the second half here.
That was an opportunity for Maestri, but the pass was just right behind him. On the clear, it was sent back towards the box by Layton Christian, and another clear now. And that has bounced back to Stoll. It's being pressured by Teeters. And Layton Christian will have a throw-in. Castro takes it quickly. They'll play it back to Matabata, and now Alvarenga. Viela, pressured by two Riverhawks, plays it to Alvarenga. The pass to Matabata. Here's the deep ball. Looking for Maestri. Flygare heads it out of the air. Jagans has some time. Needs to keep it in bounds, though. Pressured by Villalea. Taken away. Here's an opportunity. And taken by Ridgeline. No foul. As the previous goal scorer, Viejo, hit the ground. And here's Ridgeline with an opportunity. Vasquez sends the ball to the center. Teeters. Teeters gets the ball taken away by Pacheco and Matabata. Nice teamwork in Matabata. Sees open space and heads up into the attacking third. Switching with Pacheco. Here's Viela. Advantage for Layton Christian as he was fouled. Centered, and it goes back behind Viejo. And they will call the foul. Didn't give, or not a foul.
They're going to call
the injury here.
Yeah, he was laying on the ground. He's the one who committed the foul, and he ended up coming off the worst for it.
Diego Vasquez getting helped off the field.
Yeah, it did.
It's that left foot, it looks like.
Left foot or left knee, maybe. Looks like he might have done it.
And Gabe Watson will come into this one. .8:15 left in regulation. It's 2-2, Ridgeline and Layton Christian. An eventful second half. Seen 3 goals and a yellow card, as well as a lot more fouls.
Yeah, a lot more fouls, and luckily it's not gotten too chippy. And this referee he's letting a lot go, which is my general preference. But he's also been very smart. He's been catching the illegal contact. But especially at a very tight game here, we may see some chippiness.
Turner played the drop ball back to Asechi, and he hit it out to Flygare on the near side. Up to Godfrey, and now Howder. He's trying to turn, but some nice pressure there. He'll have to drop it back to Godfrey, but he'll play it right back up to Howder. Towards Olsen, but it's just not enough on it, as Viejo is back to recover for Layton Christian, and now it's played back to Manzano and Alvarenga. It's a nice little flick out, but Flygare's there to intercept the pass, but his pass taken right back by Pacheco. Past midfield is Layton Christian before Flygare takes it away. A nice bump, and Watson is up with Workman. Played up for Watson. He gets past Alvarenga. Watson tripped up a little bit, trying to get through. Alvarenga recovers. Workman took it away. Could he save it before it went out? No, it's a goal kick.
Yeah, some nifty little dribbling there, but just not enough control, and stumbled a little bit. Couldn't get a clean shot or cross off there. Close to a game-winning opportunity, though, with just over 7 minutes to go.
Matabata leaves it for Castro on the far side. And that pass is not the best touch, but it's stolen right back as Olsen had taken it away. Up here is Layton Christian with some nice defense from Olsen to take it away. Good recovery.
Good little counterattack, but a great tackle there.
Watson up to Workman on the near touchline. Alvarenga there. He'll take it away. In the middle of the field, Maestri.
Just countering back and forth here.
And a foul.
They have a light foul there. But it's going to give him a... it's a bit long to be scoring a free kick goal. It's right on the edge of, playing a ball in for a header and taking a shot. Probably the high school level is probably more of a play across in.
We'll see what kind of power they have. Roca draws the foul there for Layton Christian, and
they have to have some heck of a power.
Yeah.
To be beating the keeper from this distance.
I mean, Flygare could probably do it.
Yeah, and for a high school level, you got to have good placement. Maybe try and play a shot in and see if you can get a rebound.
Viejo will try on goal. It was just right in the middle, and Osechi able to stay in front. An easier save.
Try a sneaky little ground one, but obviously Osechi right on top of it. Not getting fooled for a moment.
Matabata took the punt out of the air. Pacheco out to the near touchline, and Silva on the left wing trying to get past Flygare. Flygare giving him some space. He does get past him. Here's Finley to recover, and then Flygare will send it out for a corner.
Couldn't quite. Oh, okay. No, it is a corner. For a second, I thought he was changing his mind, and then I was like, but he was just signaling for a sub. So, yeah. Corner with 5 minutes to go. Neither team has been particularly effective with their corners. Layton Christian trying to play it quick.
Before the subs had cleared the field, Yoshida and Johnson back in. One sub for each team. Here's a short corner from Layton Christian. Silva on the left side of the box. Plays it back to Pacheco. Pacheco sends a cross in. It is over the head of everyone, out for a goal kick.
It is not very well played. A couple of, slightly inaccurate pass right after that short corner just ended up leading that into nowhere and just couldn't probe and find something there.
Workman providing pressure, so Layton Christian will play it back to Manzano. Matabata over to Alvarenga. Just over 4 to play. 2-2, Ridgeline and Layton Christian.
I think we're in for an exciting finish here.
Workman through the legs. Godfrey back to Workman. Workman with the opportunity. Some nice defense, though. Taking away Johnson pressuring out for a goal kick. Some great defense from Pacheco.
Yeah, great on-ball tackle there to just take it away, especially against a bigger offensive player. That can be pretty tricky to pull off.
It looked like Workman was nearly going to have his second goal.
Yeah, certainly was bearing down on it. But obviously, basically the next goal is going to be the game winner. Although I shouldn't say that because we had a goal 40 seconds after the other. But
Godfrey takes it away. Johnson into Workman. Workman at the top of the box. He loses it.
Felt like Workman wasn't aggressive enough getting that ball, and you realize you're on top of the box with the ball.
It's out for a Layton Christian throw-in. 3 minutes to go in regulation.
Gotta go at goal when you get that chance there.
One he's definitely going to want back. Viela will throw it in for the Eagles. Up to Yoshida. He's pressured by Olsen. Yoshida turns. Plays it up. Here's an opportunity for Layton Christian in the middle of the field. A foul advantage for the Eagles. The shot from Viejo saved by Osechi.
Yeah, good shot there. It was kind of a player or two in the way, so it's a little harder to track, but he had a good reaction save on a well-placed shot there. And I tell you, I love it when players, there's a foul, but they, keep playing, actually try and take advantage.
Mm-hmm. The corner now for Layton Christian. Teo Viela ready to take it. Takes it with the left foot. Finley chests it down. Out of the box. Played out.
It almost hit his arm.
But it's saved by Viela from going out for Layton Christian. And they'll switch the field to the far sideline. Under 2 to go now. The deep ball into the box. Usechi in front of it. And Layton Christian wanted a foul there on Everton, who had some contact with Oliveira. And there is a strong tackle from Viela.
Yeah, strong enough that fans are calling for a tackle, but when you have all ball there, I don't know what you're supposed to call.
It's a strong but clean tackle, fair against Flygare.
You tripped him by pinning the ball against his feet. That's not a foul.
There's a deep ball sent up by Roca. Back to Everton, though, and Ridgeline with possession. Finley, pressured by Roca, out to Flygare.
Both teams playing some of their most aggressive soccer, trying to get that final game-winning goal. We'll see if one of them gets it before we go to overtime.
Viejo into the box. Usechi comes up off his line. He couldn't quite secure it, but has help from a defender. Had Flygare there to help him, and Usechi able to grab it.
That is your worst nightmare. That's the thing you dream of, and that's when you get nightmares, is misplaying an easy little pickup like that.
The punt up to Workman. Played it towards Johnson, but out of bounds. 40 seconds to go. We're looking like overtime here in Millville.
They're going to have to get the ball quickly and to get any sort of attack here in the last 30 seconds here.
I think Viela is content to take a little bit of time here. Kind of make it we get the last shot. And the throw into Yoshida, though. Flygare with it. 20 seconds. Flygare up towards Godfrey. It's behind him, though, and cleared by Layton Christian towards Roca. In the air, headed by Everton. There's Olsen, still in the air. Down to 5 seconds. Viejo launches one toward the box, headed away, cleared out, and that is time. We are heading to overtime here in Millville.
We get some free soccer. Granted, nobody here was paying for it anyway, but we get extra soccer here, extra time here in Millville.
5 minutes between now and the start of overtime. So let's go ahead and take a quick break before we get you caught up on what happened in regulation.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
A beautiful career in the beauty industry. New Horizons Beauty College is happy to be helping you take a step forward in a new career and your new look. New Horizons Beauty College, moving forward with beauty. Now accepting new clients. Call 435-753-9779. Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
Here's today's hot and perfect tip.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Preston Watts Collision and Glass has been your #1 resource for collision repair and auto glass. We specialize in windshield repairs. Competitive prices, call Preston Watts Collision and Glass at 563-3215. We do it right.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a quality-built, super-efficient York furnace. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 752-7272. Online at advancedheating-ac.com. York, install confidence.
Now is the time to head over to Cache Valley Auto Care, because when your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care, behind Home Depot on 200 East, 1175 North.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Express Auto and Tire carries used vehicles for every budget and financing to help every credit situation. Express has thousands of used tires in every size for about $30 per tire. Express Auto, 3200 North Main, North Logan.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
Back here in Millville, getting ready for overtime between Layton Christian and Ridgeline. This is boys varsity soccer on 107.7 KLZX and video streaming on CacheValleyDaily.com. I'm Jake Ellis with Jason Walker, and the score, 2-2. Ridgeline and Layton Christian scoring both of their goals in the second half here. 3 goals in a very eventful second half that increased in intensity and the physicalness of play. Jason, what did you see?
Yeah, certainly it didn't get as chippy as it started to get that way. but I think both teams kind of calmed down as far as, chippy, borderline dirty fouls. We ended up having like 8 fouls in the first almost half of the second half, but calmed down a little bit. But yeah, as you said, goals, exciting goals. We had an equalizer a little over 10 minutes into the second half by Layton Christian. Then Grady Workman seemed like maybe he put Ridgeline back up and they could maybe coast into a 2-1 win, but 40 seconds after they go up 2-1, Ridgeline gives up another equalizer on a spectacular shot from 30 yards out almost.
Yeah, Felipe Fiejo for the Eagles.
Yeah, so really great job by Layton Christian and being down a couple of times and equalizing. And now we're both pretty sure that high school is golden goal. It's something that we should probably have looked up.
Yeah.
But I know they don't do golden goal in basically any FIFA competition. Okay, it is golden goal. We got confirmation. It is golden goal, so the next goal wins unless it's a shootout, in which case there will be a lot more goals.
10 minutes on the clock, though, in the first half of overtime. If we'll need a second one, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll play 2 10-minute halves. It's weird to call them halves when they're so short, but it's what it is. So,
Of course, I don't want to call it the third and fourth quarter because that'd be even weirder.
It's what it says on the our scoreboard on CashValleyDaily.com. We don't have a overlay that says overtime, but it'll say the third. Of course, they get called halves since they don't necessarily have to play both of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you do end up needing that second one, it will be a half. If not, this is just overtime.
It's just two 10-minute periods that we can potentially play, and then penalty kick shootout in regular season, which is the dying breed in soccer.
And a handball here quickly. Olsen got an unlucky bounce there, and a free kick coming from Layton Christian. Yeah, thought about taking it quickly, but they'll leave it back.
About 3 different handballs from Ridgeline, and they've all just been bad bounce right into the hand.
And Silva has stepped up to take the free kick for Layton Christian. They're sending Matabata up, though, so a lot of numbers up here and a lot of height.
They're going to try and play this into the box.
Pacheco takes it. And going to the ground was nearly everyone, and Everton is hurt. There was a shot there from Yoshida that was off target.
It looked like he might have landed on his hip wrong. There was a grab and a pull there in what, by the rule, was probably a foul. But it gets
Oliveira gets pulled to the ground.
Yeah, he definitely got pulled. But it's one of those, as a referee, you tend to hesitate to call those because that'd be the game winner pretty much right there, barring a save on a PK.
LCA loses that one on the near touchline. A throw-in for Ridgeline. Turner takes it into Vasquez, who is back in after he was injured, and they'll say no handball on that Layton Christian touch. And the counter on for the Eagles, out to Yoshida, and slide there from Olsen to stop some progress, but they're still running. On the far sideline, cleared out by Everton, Layton Christian throw coming.
A great attack there, beating a couple of Ridgeline defenders, catching them out, a couple of well-placed balls up, but then Ridgeline, a great recovery to keep that from becoming something dangerous.
Silva in the corner, poked out by Silva, and Flygare will throw it in for Ridgeline. 8 minutes to go in overtime in the first period here. 2-2 the score. Golden goal, next one wins. And Vasquez arguing that throw-in never went in bounds. The referee disagreeing, so it's going to go to Layton Christian.
I don't know what's going on because now they're throwing in from where...
No, it should be out there because if it never came in, it would just be a rethrow for Ridgeline, but you say it did come in on that touchline.
Slightly in and then right back out.
In the box, cleared out by Ridgeline, a Layton Christian throw.
A lot of people going to ground, referee just saying, get back up.
Stoll, the ball, plays it back to Castro. Layton Christian with lots of numbers up, playing for that winning goal. Out of the air and out of the box, but back to Layton Christian. Another ball sent in, deflected out, and another clear for Ridgeline. Still not out of danger. Here's Alvarenga. Out to Yoshida on the left wing. He gets past Flygare. Cannot get a shot off. Finley's there to stop him.
Layton Christian just putting tons of pressure on, and Ridgeline standing up so far, but these are one pass away from becoming incredibly deadly chances.
Viejo shoots. Way too far on that one. He's the guy that scored from 30 yards out, though.
Now, you don't want him taking those kind of shots. But, yeah, there's so many, one more touch, one more pass. And there were a couple of opportunities that would have been surefire goals. And so Ridgeline was really living on the edge there for about a minute and a half there with those attacks.
Seichi takes the goal kick for Ridgeline. Out of the air from Layton Christian and then booted up in the air again by Flagger. Over the head of Matabata. There's Alvarenga, though, to cover. It went to the feet of Ryan Johnson, though, who sent a through ball up to Watson. And it's cleared out of bounds by Castro on a very dangerous chance for Ridgeline. They have a throw-in coming near the corner flag.
Yeah, these teams, with how aggressive these offenses are playing, the defenses do feel like they're living on the edge, one touch away from a goal for either team. So we're going to have a pretty exciting overtime, I think.
6 minutes to go now in that first period. Looking for a golden goal. Flagger will throw it in for Ridgeline. Short to Johnson, back to Flagger. He lost it out. Layton Christian throwing. And they'll have sub. Their substitution will be an offensive change, bringing in a new left wing, it looks like. Replacing Castro is Jan Simas.
After a nice 30-second break for a throw-in, get it back in.
Flagger chests it down, but it went right to the feet of Layton Christian, now ping-ponging up in the air. We'll see who can come up with possession. Watson was there.
He's looking to play advantage. Well, I thought he was going to play advantage, then Layton Christian got it, and then he just let him take it.
Yeah, contact there from Simas and Watson, no call. And there is a foul against Ridgeline.
Yeah, pretty easy one there. Jumped up in the air and gave him a little friendly shove there. First foul of the overtime period.
Stoll will take it and pass it out to Viela. Charging up that far touchline is Layton Christian. Yoshida towards the corner of the box, trying to step in. Flagger takes it away. Couldn't quite clear it, though. And here's a cross into the box. Turner clears for Ridgeline.
Trying to play a bit of a backwards cross, but that's not where his man was. Could have tried to pass it to the far post and maybe get a tap-in goal.
Looking for another cross is Layton Christian. On the far touchline, dribbling in. Blocked away, the bicycle in front of the goal. Watson shielding it away from the attacker. He's getting pushed a little bit, no call. And he gets heavily pushed there by Viejo. And there has to be a call, you'd have to think.
I think there was. The assistant waved for a foul.
I mean, they're still pointing like a throw-in. At least the center was.
The assistant was waving his flag and then pointed, and that's the signal for a foul. I think they were wanting a yellow card, more for the aggressiveness of it. There were 2 fouls in quick succession there.
Well, and Viejo kind of stepped over him, too, which you don't like to see after a foul like that.
Yeah.
But it's a free kick for Ridgeline. Finley will play it back to Asaichi. 3.5 to go in the first period of overtime. 2-2, Ridgeline and Layton Christian. Played back to Asaichi. Booted by Asaichi. Out of the air from Yoshida, but Flagger's there. He takes a tough touch and will have to fight for it and play it back to Everton. He has some time. It's booted up towards Workman, over the head of one defender, Alvarenga, but Matabata there to recover. Godfrey. Taken away by Layton Christian. But Flagger is there to boot it way down. Not really anyone having much possession here in overtime, plus the last 10 minutes or so of the regular match. Watson takes it away.
Yeah, both teams playing aggressive and getting good counterattacks.
Workman. It's a deep touch. Will it stay in bounds? It does. Vasquez with a chance here. He crosses it in. Alvarenga there, though, and he'll clear it out for a Ridgeline throw-in. Just in front of their bench in the attacking third, Ridgeline with an opportunity.
Only a couple minutes left here in this first overtime period. Of course, they're not too worried about time. More in the sense that it would cut off their attack.
And Garrett Jenkins back in this one for Gabe Watson. Tyler Turner throws it in over Matabata, but Alvarenga pushes it out of the box. And now Layton Christian trying to get on the counter. Pacheco tried to turn it around. Flagger was there, though. took it away, up to Vasquez. Let's say that ball stayed in bounds in front of the Layton Christian bench.
That's a good save to try and get a counter, but then another pass didn't work, and they're going to have to build from a throw-in now.
Now out for a throw from Ridgeline at midfield. Down to 1.5 in the first period.
Yeah, Ridgeline, it feels like they're going to need a good counterattack. They've not been very good building an attack. They've just gotten an advantage of a couple of counters in this game to get goals.
Headed back by Johnson, up to Workman, out of bounds from Layton Christian, and a Ridgeline throw coming.
I think they're going to get a...
Or maybe a foul.
I think it's a high kick, I believe. He's signaling for an indirect free kick. It was initially a throw.
Dangerous play there.
Yeah. So they're going to get an indirect from the pretty much the sideline here. So basically a corner except from 15 yards up the field.
The official talking to Flagger. We'll stop the clock now.
He's going to have a chat with the coach or something.
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe a sideline warning.
I think someone's giving him the business from the sideline. He's wanting to get it under control. Maybe.
That'd be my guess, too.
Yeah, I think we both have about the same guess. It's hard to tell from gestures from when we're on the complete other side of the field.
All right, Flagger ready for this free kick. 54 seconds left. The first period. Could this be the winner? Into the box. Over everybody. Matabata will see it out for a goal kick.
And some more contact and falling down, but I wouldn't say there was a foul there, but nearly getting ahead on that ball. Try and direct it toward the far post, but nothing there. We're probably going to go to our second overtime.
Down to 30 seconds. Manzana has it. The goalkeeper for Layton Christian, pressured by Workman, plays it out to Matabata. He'll send a ball up towards Silva, takes a long touch off it. Jenkins trying to pressure him. And Jenkins will take it away. Was that clean? It was not.
It was not clean. That was a foul. That was very clearly a foul.
The free kick was not even set. I don't know that you can call that a fair free kick. Layton Christian obviously trying to take advantage of the numbers, and it rolls out, but it doesn't matter. We're out of time here in the first overtime, and a yellow given to Garrett Jenkins, who is clearly frustrated as he heads off the field in this first period.
Giving some lip to the official there. So, yeah, things getting a bit chippy here. So we'll see how things go as we go into our second overtime just a couple of minutes from now.
We'll be right back on 107.7 KLZX.
What do they do at the Logo Shop? Custom design t-shirts, hats, and jackets with your company logo. Or put your logo on pens, drinkware, golf balls, travel accessories, outdoor gear, anything. Give them a call. Check out the possibilities.
Logo Stop, the Logo Shop.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care. Here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
A beautiful career in the beauty industry. New Horizons Beauty College is happy to be helping you take a step forward in a new career and your new look. New Horizons Beauty College, moving forward with beauty. Now accepting new clients. Call 435-753-9779. Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
All right, we're getting ready for the fourth period. Call it the second one of overtime. It was 2 full halves, not enough time. Neither were 10 minutes at the start of overtime. And another 10 will be on the clock here for second period of overtime. Score 2-2. It is Ridgeline and Layton Christian even here in boys varsity soccer on 107.7 KLZX and video streaming on CashValleyDaily.com. Jake Ellis and Jason Walker with you, bringing the action today. Ridgeline will kick off to start the second period. And who do you think had the best opportunities here in this overtime period?
I think Layton Christian certainly in that first period had the best chances. Ridgeline was certainly not void of chances, but I feel like Layton Christian was putting some really dangerous pressure on Ridgeline's defense, kind of in the middle of that first overtime period. But then Ridgeline kind of recovered and began to create a couple chances of their own. So we'll see if we see a continuation of Ridgeline gaining that momentum, or if Layton Christian will get back to what they were doing and still a game winner.
Vasquez with the ball for Ridgeline at midfield. Tried to pass it up towards Watson, taken away by Layton Christian. Up in the air at midfield, headed down by Vasquez. Up towards Godfrey, but Pacheco is taking possession for Layton Christian. He'll play it up towards Viela, who saves it from going out. The ball up towards Yoshida, a clean play they'll say. Stoll leading the counter for Layton Christian, but there's Olsen to stop the progress, and here's Vasquez. The deep ball towards Watson, but really not towards him enough, and Manzana is able to pick it up.
A bit of a crazy sequence and some physicality, some easy going to ground, and some good passing. Overall, some good soccer here. That's why these two teams are tied 2-2. Very good squads here.
Deadlocked. And a foul going against Layton Christian. Or maybe out of bounds. Hard to tell with the whistle.
Yeah.
If they're just stopping to get attention. I think, it was. So a throw-in, I believe.
Just to tell them that the play had stopped instead of playing on.
Turner throws it in for Ridgeline. Won by Layton Christian and played back to Matabata. Played back to him once more. Layton Christian flipping to Alvarenga on the near touchline now. Up towards Yoshida, and Flygare went to ground, wanting some contact there, but it goes out for a Ridgeline throw-in near midfield.
I think they gave it to Layton Christian.
Oh.
I thought it should have been a Ridgeline throw-in, but then they ended up pointing toward Layton Christian. So that was a little
interesting. Well, they'll throw it back into Alvarenga. Workman providing pressure for Ridgeline. Just under 8 to go in overtime. Could see a shootout here if no one can get a goal.
Yeah, we're 7.5 minutes away from the most exciting, but some might say the most gimmicky way to finish a game.
That one sent into the box. Flygare chested it out, cleared by Ridgeline. Still in the attacking half for Layton Christian, though, and Pacheco has it. And he's fouled by Workman.
Yeah, try to get away with a bit of a cheap shoulder bump. Not a hard one, but enough of one that, he's going to get called for that.
Free kick coming with just over 7 to go in the second period of overtime. 2-2, Ridgeline and Layton Christian. Ball up towards the far touchline. Had a touch from Olsen, but then it was too hard and went to Silva. Pacheco back to Silva on the far touchline, trying to get a cross in. Pressured by Godfrey and out for a Ridgeline throw-in.
Yeah, great individual defense there. Just not giving him any options, and then when he tried to dink it off of him for a free throw-in, he was able to make sure there was a Ridgeline throw-in instead.
And Garrett Jenkins will check back into this match after he got a yellow at the end of overtime in the first period.
Yeah, I was giving a little lip to the official, I'm sure, and the referee's not taking much crap in this game. I'd say he's done overall a pretty dang good job.
The throw finds its way up to the Workman. In front of midfield, there's Vasquez to take over. He gets tripped up a little bit. Advantage on. The through ball up to Johnson. Can he save it from going out on the near touchline? He does. Here's an opportunity for Ridgeline. Johnson into the box. For the pass, the goal is in! Workman delivers the victory to Ridgeline on a huge assist from Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely great play. You play the advantage, you keep going up. Saves it from going in, turns the corner, gets around the defender. And then obviously the pass, the shot, the goal. Let's get a look at it on our instant replay. And it's a great job keeping it in bounds, then turning the corner around the defender. And then the keeper thought he was going to maybe kick it right in the middle or toward the left part of the goal. Ends up putting it right back where the keeper came from. So smart shot. Kicking it against the keeper's momentum. Putting it right in the back of goal. So excellent job there from Ridgeline. And they end Layton Christian's undefeated, at least undefeated status. Season's not over. So Layton Christian going to go to 6-1, and Ridgeline gets a nice win right before spring break.
Bump it up to 5-3, and wow, that was the counter delivering for Ridgeline once again. All 3 goals are really coming on huge counter plays for Ridgeline, and Grady Workman, the man of the match in this one with 2 goals for Ridgeline.
Yeah, 2 goals. Got the one to go ahead in the second half. Ended up being equalized. But, yeah, you get a game winner and you get yourself a brace, then obviously you are the player of the game, man of the match. So great job there. But even then, both of Grady Workman's goals were a product of team buildup. Right there, the team buildup was a lot more obvious because you get the assist and the great play to set up the goal.
Huge assist from Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, he gets as much credit for that game-winning goal as Grady Workman should, if not more.
Yeah, maybe it should be Johnson because he had the first goal that was the most impressive goal of this match. I will say that over the long shot because a header from the top of the box going in, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to pull that off, get enough pace and placement on a header, especially for a high schooler. So obviously 2 very good performances from Johnson and Workman in their own respective ways. And so a very, very well-earned victory from Ridgeline against, we saw here today, a very good Layton Christian team. And both of these sides played an excellent game. Get into the second period of overtime before you have a spectacular game winner like that. And man, it's great soccer. I love watching great soccer like this.
Really well done. The final score again, Ridgeline 3, Layton Christian 2. The Riverhawks improved to 5-3 on a 3-game winning streak now. And Layton Christian down to 6-1, ending their undefeated season. Anything else to add, Jason?
I think that'll be it for me today.
All right. Well, once again, the final score, 3-2. Ridgeline takes the victory for Jason Walker. I'm Jake Ellis. Thanks for listening, everyone.
This Logan Grizzlies broadcast has been a presentation of KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support from Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, Express Auto and Tire, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, Preston Watts Collision and Glass, Old Grist Mill, Les Olson Company, Cache Valley Auto Care, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, New Horizons Beauty College, DD Auto Salvage, and Cache Valley Daily. Catch the replay of tonight's game on CashValleyDaily.com.